Hey guys, JustinSlaght here. If you can forgive me, I have a cold, I have a stuffy nose and a headache, but I will try to be as energetic as I possibly can. With that being said, this is my review of Tomb Raider. Before I start, I'm gonna answer a couple questions for you guys. That I've been getting a lot of my comments and stuff like that. Which there's actually two of them. It's, do I stutter a lot, or am I nervous when I do my videos? The answer to the first question is yes, I do stutter. See, I'm right there. And the answer to the second question is no, I am not nervous when I do my videos. If I was nervous, I wouldn't be doing these videos. Okay, that's enough of the boring shit. So, alright, let's talk about this game. A little bit of background on Tomb Raider, if you don't know who she is from the past. Because this new game is a reboot. Tomb Raider has boobs, she has an ass, she has two guns, and she goes off exploring shit. That's it. I mean, that's really it when you get right down to it. Um, I'm gonna say something that's probably gonna piss a lot of people off, but I don't care. I think not this Tomb Raider, but I think that the Tomb Raiders from back in the day, I thought they sucked. I really didn't care for those games in the past. I've only played like maybe four of them or five of them, maybe, I don't know. I think the last one I ever played was Anniversary. Um, no, it wasn't Anniversary. It was Underworld. There you go, or whatever the fuck the game was called. I just felt that she wasn't interesting enough. Laura Croft, she wasn't interesting enough in the older games. The story was really lame. The interesting historical parts were, you know, were were not interesting. The other characters were not interesting. The monsters were not interesting. They were just not interesting games. To be honest with you. And a lot of people want to say that Uncharted was a, a knock off a Tomb Raider. It was, I mean, Uncharted was a complete ripoff of Tomb Raider. Except Uncharted had the better characters, the better story, the better action, the better monsters, in Uncharted 2 anyway. Just better everything in terms of Tomb Raider. So you can argue that back and forth. I don't care. Um, but let's talk about this new game. Let's talk about the new and improved Dark Tomb Raider, because this is very dark. In terms of what happens to Laura in this game. I wanted to put this out there really quick. I think that this new Laura Croft is way more sexier than the one from back then. I know that sounds crazy, but I just think that this new one is far better, because at least she doesn't have to rip off half of her clothes or wear tight fucking shorts to look good in a video game. She looks like a normal person. She looks like a believable person who looks that good. And I don't know the actress who they got to voice her and do her character look, but she did a very good job in this, and I was very impressed with her voiceover. Anyway, the plot of the game is Laura Croft and her friends. I think they're her friends, along with her sister, Sam. They're going to this island to find something, something ancient, and their boat crashes, and Laura Croft is taken away by a mysterious known figure, and from that point on, it's just a dark and riddled game from the very start. I won't say until the very end, but there's a couple dark elements in there. I'll try to keep this game, spoiler free as I possibly can. Um, my biggest, my biggest fear going into this was I thought that it was going to be a knockoff of Uncharted, because remember, like Uncharted was a knockoff of Tomb Raider. Now Tomb Raider is now a knockoff of Uncharted. I didn't get a sense of that at all. In fact, to me, it copies another game, one that it did far better than this game does, because in this game it's pretty much like a survival action game. Like, you have to kill animals, you have to like feed yourself, you get to upgrade your weapons and your skill set and all this other stuff. One game I kept on thinking about as I'm playing this was, wow, each second I play this game, Far Cry 3 did it better. I mean, that's the game I kept on, thinking about, was Far Cry 3. Now, okay, I want to get this out of the way before I get some angry hate mail and stuff like that. I like this game a lot. I really do. Only because I say, that it's a ripoff of Far Cry 3, that doesn't mean the game is terrible. I mean, that's stupid. So, I mean, the reason why nobody's talking about how similar it is to Far Cry 3 is because Far Cry 3 was like an underrated game. Like, nobody played it. I mean, it was amazing. I mean, some people may even argue that it should have been Game of the Year of last year. But that's a different issue. But I do like this game a lot. I really do. Coming into this, like I said, I was not a huge fan of Tomb Raider. In fact, I really hated Tomb Raider from back in the day. I really, really did. But this is a huge step in the right direction for Bristol Dynamics, who did the last 3 Tomb Raider games, which was Legends, Anniversary, and then Underworld. And I think that this is a swing and a home run for them. They did an amazing job with what they could with this kind of material. I actually found Laura Croft extremely interesting, very likable, very believable. I thought that the action was intense. I thought it's a very beautiful looking game for what it was. I do have some complaints that keep this from being perfect, and what actually might keep me from giving this a 2 thumbs up. Let me explain why. The first one is the multiplayer. The multiplayer is extremely boring in this. I played a few minutes of it, and I was just like, wow, this is so, like, uninspired. And it seems rushed to me. It's like, you guys don't have to put multiplayer in every game that comes out now. It doesn't matter. I mean, not every game works that way. Any game can have just a single-player campaign. I don't know why you had to go at such lengths to do that. And this is probably my biggest one, and I know some people are probably going to call me stupid for saying this, but this is honestly how I feel. I have not heard anyone talk about this. I don't like the way Laura Croft is treated in this game. The way she's treated in this, in terms of, like, physical injury is laughable and it's downright cruel. I mean, she gets fucking banged across trees, banged across rocks, stabbed like 1,000 times. Fucking, she falls on her back like 70 times out of 10 in this game. Like, she's constantly, every time you slide down something, and every time you jump down something, she's always falling down. I mean, I know you're supposed to suspend your disbelief in terms of a video game, but nowadays when video games are trying to, to be the new movie media, like they're trying to be like the next movies, like, oh my god, I feel like I'm playing a movie. Well, that's not going to happen when our main chick is constantly falling down shit on her back from like 5 stories when her back should be fucking broken. If Bane can break Batman's back with his knee, I'm pretty sure Tomb or Lara Croft falling down 6 stories on her back would probably paralyze her the amount of time she falls fucking down. It's ridiculous. That's... Oh, and probably a nitpick too is the side characters are not interesting at all. The only one that's interesting is Sam, Laura's sister. But everyone else is forgettable to me. That's pretty much it for this review. I mean, I think the gameplay is pretty solid. You hunt down animals, you eat them. We don't eat them. You collect them. You rank up your points. Another thing that's actually cool is you can actually... There's these things you find called camps, and you can actually fast travel around the island, which I think is actually pretty neat and kind of awesome. Because you can find all the collectibles, like all the relics, and all the GPSs and all that stuff. It's kind of cool. And you actually learn a little bit of history when you find stuff. And not like in those older games when you're like, oh, Laura's got an ass and tits. Alright. This review is really hard. I don't know what to give Tomb Raider, to be honest. I said in the beginning that I thought I was going to give this a thumbs up instead of 2 thumbs up. Wow. This one's hard. Okay, you know what? Fucking... Because so many people like it, and this is a breath of fresh air for the Tomb Raider series, and for me, it's a huge step in the right path to being a more successful, well-known video game series. I will give it 2 thumbs up, but I don't think it's a full-price game. If you paid full price for it, that's completely fine. I didn't. I ended up renting it, and it is a good game. I really, really like it, but it keeps me from loving it because of those things I just named off. Like, the multiplayer is lacking, the side characters are forgettable, and, the whole thing with her being treated in this game as like a rag doll is just ridiculous. But that's it. I mean, I'm probably going to hear lots of people say, like, this game is absolutely perfect. That's fine. Go ahead. But that does it for me. Thank you so much for watching this review. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. That I'm sick. But anyway, I will be back next week. Unless I do a review of a movie this weekend. But nonetheless, thank you so much for watching. I am JustinSlaght. Take care and have a nice day.